Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to your collective worship. May the Lord be with you, and also with you. Sorry about that. I was just looking through my wedding pictures and remembering what a lovely, lovely day I had. It made me feel a little bit sad, to be honest, looking at all the pictures of my family and my friends and wondering when we might all be able to do that again. Hang on. Maybe, well, just maybe we could pretend to do that again. Okay, I've just had a little bit of a mad idea. I don't suppose you would like to come to a wedding with me, like right now. Okay, what I'm going to need you to do, if you'd like to come to this wedding with me, is first you're going to need a wedding outfit. Amazing. You're also going to need a drink for our toast, like this. And lastly, what else do we have at a wedding? Ooh, you're going to need a big slice of cake or a biscuit. Perfect. So if you'd like to pause the video and go and get all of those items, I will see you in a second. If you're watching this collective worship at home, please pause the video and go and grab those items. So something you can wear at a wedding, something to drink and something to eat. If you're watching this video at school, perhaps you could be a bit creative with things which are in your classroom, which you could use to represent those things. So what do we do and what do we see when we first go to a wedding? We might go to a church and we're all waiting for the bride to arrive, aren't we? So the first thing we're going to do at our wedding is we're going to play a game of Guess the Bride. So I'm going to show you a few famous brides and you guys have got to guess who you think that bride is. Let's have a little look.
So here is our first bride. This lady is very, very famous, especially in the United Kingdom. Who do you think this bride is? It is our Queen. And what about this lady here, this cartoon? Do you recognise this Disney princess on her wedding day? That is, of course, Cinderella. And lastly, who is this famous lady? She's a fantastic singer. She looks like she's having an amazing time. This bride is Beyonce.
Amazing. I wonder how many of those brides you guessed correctly. Now, what else do we like to do at a wedding? I know what I love to do at weddings. I love to dance. Okay, so our second game, we're going to have lots of games in this collective worship, is going to be musical statues. So I need you to imagine that you are dancing at a wedding, and when the music stops, I need you guys to freeze. Should we have a little boogie? You ready? Well done, did you freeze? Let's go again. Did you freeze again? Well done, let's go again. Well done. I love a good wedding dance. What do we need to do next? So the next thing we need to do is to toast the bride and groom. I don't mean put them in the toaster, I mean raise a glass to them. We do that at weddings, don't we? Just need to get a drink. There we go. Oh, that's no good. I ran out of drink. Hang on a minute. Running out of drink at a wedding. Where have I heard that story before? Of course, Jesus' very first miracle was at a wedding, wasn't it? In fact, it was 3 days into the wedding celebration. It sounds like a good wedding. And they ran out of drink. It was Mary, his mother, who noticed it first. And she came to Jesus and she said, Jesus, they ran out of wine to drink. And at first, Jesus was like, well, what's that got to do with me? It's not my time yet. Because he hadn't performed any miracles up until this point. But Mary had lots of faith in Jesus. And Jesus said, okay, and got the servants and said, fill those jars with water and bring them here. Well, I guess I'm going to need a jar of water as well, aren't I? Here we go. And once he had the jars, there were 6 of them, 6 jars of water, he asked the servants to pour them out. They wanted wine, they didn't want water. This could be a little bit awkward. So, anyway, they poured the water into the glasses. And it turned into wine. In fact, not just wine, but delicious wine. It was so delicious that everybody at the wedding commented on how amazing it was and said, imagine saving the best wine till last. So what can we take from that miracle? Jesus took something really ordinary like water and it transformed into something extraordinary, a really fine tasting wine for everybody. He showed great generosity and he showed us how we can use ordinary things for great generosity as well. A little bit like the story we had last week with the feeding of the 5,000, isn't it? So I've got a little challenge for you this week, and it is to be able to use the ordinary for the extraordinary. How can you do your day-to-day life and all the things which you normally do, but do them for God? How can you make going to the shop extraordinary? How can you make going to maybe your Zoom lessons or going into school an extraordinary act of worship too? It's a big challenge to think about, but what I'd really like you to focus on is turning the ordinary into extraordinary things and praising God for all the ordinary day-to-day things that we have. We're going to pray now, and the words will be on the screen, and I invite you to say these words together with me. And at the end, when we say Amen, I invite you to take your glass and cheers maybe to somebody else in your household or in your classrooms and take a little sip as well. Let us pray. Thank you for joining us for our collective worship. There's only one last thing that we need to do, and that's eat cake. Now, where did I put my cake? See you next time.